Welcome back to Stu's Structures. I'm here for just an odd video thrown in there. Not too long ago I put a call out for some help, and quite a few of you really went above and beyond the call, and I really appreciate it. So anyway, stay tuned and we'll go into some of that. So welcome back to Stu Structures. I am Mark Stewart. You know, with this crap that's going around, everybody, I haven't worked in close to 3 months now. A few weeks ago I put a video out because I just didn't have money to buy materials to do any more builds, and I was going to have to do a few odd things and not build on my channel. But in any case, several of you came to my aid, and I really appreciate it. A few of you came a little more than what I had even expected. So I'm kind of going to use this video as a mail call, and I'll show you all the supplies and stuff that I was able to set aside so that I can continue my builds for quite a while. At least 3 builds, but some of them are really involved builds, which will have several videos tied up in them, and some general supplies as well. So let's just jump into this mail call. Now, the first lot here is from TG. I order a whole lot of doors and windows and the various supplies from TG. They always have these flyers in their orders with all the new materials that they have coming out. I got some open grates and handrails because I have a cooling tower that I'd like to finish. I started scratch building a long time ago. And I ran out of precast chimneys that I had made, and the rest of this is just basically doors and windows. And they just have such a selection of doors, windows, and it's amazing. They don't cover everything. There's another supplier I'll show you here later on where I get some of my other stuff from, and there's times when I need to really just scratch build using some of their materials to build the doors or windows that I may need. But their quality is really just above and beyond. There's very little flashing ever. The products are just molded really well and clean, and just very good products. Now, the next company I've got stuff from here is Northeastern Scale Lumber. I do get a lot of lumber through them. The last couple of orders I've had mistakes come up in the orders, and the first one I thought, well, maybe me, and the second one I know it wasn't, but this order came in correct. And I got several sheets of 16th inch wooden siding, because several of the builds I'm getting ready to do are clapboard siding. And I order a lot of 1x2s, 1x4s, 1x6s, 2x6s. It's just easier doing this than slicing your own lumber. When you cut your own lumber, I don't have a way to really cut it, and it just doesn't turn out well. But the other thing I go through just tons of, so this is just a general supply, but I found a really good deal on 120 knife blades for my X-Acto, so I went ahead and picked that up because I go through 50 or 60 of these a year, and it's just good to have them on hand. And another supplier that I used to love was Grantline, and I was very bummed when they went out of business. But Juan Details has bought the Grantline product line. And I ordered several things from them, and the quality of what they're putting out is just equal to what Grantline was. It's a very good quality product. There's no flashing, it's a good molded product for windows and doors. They also carry 4 other lines of details and model railroad supplies of various types. So check out them online, sanjuanmodeling.com, and see what all they have available. It's but the Grantline stuff is just really incredible doors and windows, and they carry a lot of stuff that you can't find through TG as well. So anyway, another thing I ordered was a couple different types of glues. This was supposed to have the needle type dispenser on it, and it's the plastic one and not the metal one, which I would have preferred. but I do like the glue. I use many different types of glue, and this is one that I was just about out of, so I went ahead and just bought one to have on hand. Now, I did buy on eBay. There was just a miscellaneous 3 little boxes of all kinds of detail materials and stuff. And this first box, this isn't, necessarily what I was looking for. The other boxes are, but I need a lot of stuff to put together all my yard stuff where I have those repair facilities for cars and stuff. So I was thinking, all these parts, even though they're metal and I have to cut and work with them, will make great additions for parts and storage in the car yard when I eventually get all those shop areas together. So I'm glad this stuff was in there. Now this box, I've already went through it, and I'll show you the stuff I took out in a little bit, but there's still tons of little detail stuff in here that will work for, a lot of details on buildings and stuff. But the stuff I decided not to use for that would make a nice gondola scrap load. And there was one box that's just, sidewalls and stuff. There's all the walls to 1 DPM kit, which will pay for, what I bought the whole 3 boxes of stuff for. But there's a lot of various walls to buildings in here. Plastic, some are, cast, just a lot of miscellaneous walls. So some of that stuff I can use to kit bash some buildings later on. This really wasn't what I was looking for either, but it's nice additions and stuff to have. Now I have a whole box of signal stuff, and these little points that go on top the poles and the ladder supports and some of that I don't have, so this was in there. And this is just some of the stuff I removed from that detail box. Their whole one corner down there are white metal detail parts. There's some people in there. There's a few windows and doors. There's a whole bunch of seats and tables and just, good detail stuff. And this stuff was in there. I don't know if these were shingles somebody was homemaking or what, but they make great shingles. I did order 16 sheets of this paper stone. Now this is a 3D stone, so it's you feel it as well. So I've got a building coming up I want to use that on. And then I have this tester's glue that's, I showed you another testers earlier, but sometimes I like the brush application versus the needle application. So I just got another bottle of this to have on hand as well. Now, I got another big lot purchase on eBay, and I'm just going to fly through this stuff. This first bundle here is just a whole bunch of various walls and stuff. The guy that had all this stuff did a lot of kit bashing, and these are just all kinds of things left over from his projects. This next one is just roofs and foundations. There is some just sheet styrene, evergreen, and various products. But there's a head house here. There's a tower or a square stack. There's ladders. There's just tons and tons of good plastic for all kinds of various projects in this. Here's a whole sheet of board-on-board fencing, some just all kinds of detail parts, staves for on a roof with pulleys, different types of ladder assemblies and stairs, roof assemblies, just tons of different types of things. Another head house here from Grain Tower, another wooden water tank for the top of a roof. Here's a bunch of different handrails and platforms that I can use on my coaling tower. There was a few different sheets of decals and stuff in this. I don't know that I'll ever use any of these, but it's there if I ever want it. And it was a give me in the package with everything else that came along. Here's just a large set of plastruct ladders and just I-beams, more cut out decal types of things. There's several sheets here of windows that go with or the glass that goes with the windows, which you're going to see here in a second or two. You know, just some sheet styrene, some evergreen U channel, just, you know, tons of stuff. These dust collectors off a building, just tons of stuff. This has some chain and supports for concrete footers, doors and windows, more windows and doors, and some other odd stuff. You know, more windows and doors. This is why I bought all this, was really for all the windows and doors. There's just tons and tons of windows and all this stuff. And what I paid for, you know, just that stuff right there would have more than paid for the whole package, but all this other plastic's in there. I mean, there's tons of detail stuff. There's some stuff in there for, you know, diesel handrails, you know, different types of plastruct. I have a bunch of these DPM walls, you know, that I'm going to use on other stuff. So they're just an addition to going to that. Some more ladders, some more roof supports, and yeah, just all kinds of stuff. There's some metal here for siding buildings, which I have a couple of siding buildings. And then, you know, besides that I did go ahead and get a couple of these brick smokestacks. I need a 150 footer, and maybe between these two I can come up with 150 foot. A couple more types of glue, another tester's glue. That's 3 different testers, but this Loctite in a gel form I really like. I'm running out of this real thin basswood that I use for decking and floors for everything, so I bought a few sheets of that. And square stock, you know, I'm getting really low on the large square stock, so I got 2 different sizes here. I got this bundle of 5, and then I've got these 3 single sticks of a larger one as well. And you know, that should keep me for a little bit. I go through this stuff, you know, just really a lot. You know, and I needed some more plastic. The big for sale sign is really a nice thick plastic. Now this is, you know, just under $10 a sheet, but you know, it's sure cheaper than buying sheets of styrene from Evergreen or anywhere else, and it glues and does just as well as anything else does. So wow, what a mail call. You know, I did have some people that are not part of the YouTube community here that gave me some funding to help me do some of this too, but I mean, from my heart, I can't tell you how much it meant that all of you guys out there that gave to me did, and a couple of you, like I said earlier, just went above and beyond the call. There's you know, you're an amazing bunch of people, you really are, and I really appreciate all of you, whether you gave to me or not. My subscribers mean a lot to me, and you know, the fact that this community comes together like this and helps people is just, there's not a whole lot of groups in the world that do that and have that kind of compassion in their hearts. And hobbies like this bring people together, and you know, a lot of us, even though we've never met, are pretty much friends. And you know, I really cherish those kinds of things, hanging out with you guys online and doing all those kinds of things. But anyway, thank you very much. This gives me enough to build for quite a while. Some of my projects are going to be involved coming up too. I know I've been doing a lot of quick ones, but I've got some more involved stuff coming up, and this will help me get into a lot of those. And you know, we'll see where we go in the future. You know, the world's starting to calm down and getting back to things. Hopefully I'll be working on a regular basis here again pretty soon and able to pay my bills and stuff like that. The hobby's a secondary thing, and that's why I was going to have to kind of slow down, because I couldn't take my money to do that, because it was all going for bills and stuff like that to keep me alive. In any case, you know, I do appreciate you guys out there, and I thank you for coming back and sharing these times with me, and watching my videos and supporting my channel. You know, it means a lot to me. Hopefully one of these days we'll get to put all this stuff on a layout and play with some trains. There's just nobody near me that I can go and run trains or do anything really, so I'm doing all this for me for the future, and hopefully you guys are learning some stuff along the way. That's what it's all about, is just the sharing of information. Hopefully I'm helping you guys with some tips and tidbits along the way that will help you scratch build some buildings. You know, all of you just need to jump out there and play with some stuff. You know, if scratch building's out of your way, do some kit bashing. I mean, a lot of this stuff I got in that package, you know, the windows, doors, all the detail stuff that came with those two boxes of stuff I bought, man, that will all come to really incredible use. I have to do some flats for the back of a street of town walls eventually, and a lot of stuff will come in handy for that. And some of it I'll never use because it's more modern than the time period that I model. But anyway, you know, plastic's plastic, and you know, it all glues the same, and it's usable, and you can make tons of buildings. You know, that last kit with all those windows and doors, I think I paid $8.50 for that box. The shipping, I think, was almost 3 times that. But you know, for $30, I couldn't order that many windows and doors and stuff, and all that stuff will come in handy. So it saved me a lot of money by buying that kind of stuff, even though all the extra stuff's in there that I may not use. You know, it's all good. Anyway, I want to thank you one more time, all of you out there, and hope God is with you, and you're able to play with your trains and get back to normal life here in this country and the other countries. I know there's people that watch me from different areas. But you know, like and subscribe to my channel. You know, share this with other people in the hobby, and really enjoy the hobby. That's what it's all about. Happy model railroading.